Hi, welcome to Janae's Essentials, Redefining Relationships. My name is Janae Robinson. I am a life coach and a certified yoga therapist, and also the moderator for the Facebook page Trauma Recovery for Women from Narcissistic and Toxic Relationships. If you are ready to identify relationship trauma, create alignment so that you can live in a beautiful state, then listen in. I wanted to start with letting you know that the only way to end toxicity in any relationship is to redefine the relationship. And I will be honest with you, when a relationship is redefined, there is always risk. So please make sure that your safety is your first priority before implementing any of these tips. Change can escalate violence and drama. So start with the safest relationship first, even if that is your therapist. And if you are in any danger, seek help from authorities, friends, family, or a qualified therapist. So let me ask you, why do you want to redefine your relationship? And what I have found, the answer to that is so that you can get rid of the excuses, the blaming, the verbal abuse, the love bombing, the name calling, the silent treatment, the never winning, the being controlled and manipulated, having your words twisted, and the unconscionable disrespect that has you overthinking, trying to please. It has you overstressing, having to decide how many times that you will take them back, the second, the third, the fourth, 10, 20, 30 chances given, the self-sabotaging, depression, frustration, unmet expectations, unresolved conflicts, not being heard, anxiety, mental and physical anguish, feeling doubtful that you will ever trust or love someone again, and all of the other suffering that is chipping away at your happiness, confidence, and your potential. Whew, that's quite a list. And I want to ask you, if none of those things change, what will your life look like in 10 years? And take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. What is happening in your relationships? And as you reflect, get brave. Maybe write some things down. What will your life look like if nothing changes? Kind of makes you want to swallow hard. And what will your life look like if you redefine the relationship? What are the good things that you're hoping to see that will change when you can redefine your relationship into a healthier one? And write those down too. And what do you deserve in a relationship? What I think you deserve is healthy and fulfilling relationships in your personal and your professional life. I also think that you deserve enhanced communication and conflict resolution skills. I think you deserve trust and connection within your relationships. And number one, you deserve someone who has your back. Don't we all want that? Don't we all want to know that the person that we're in relationship actually has our back? You also deserve opportunities to redefine relationships, to overcome challenges, and to improve overall well-being. How many of you are suffering with your overall well-being? I know that I am, I have, but I know how to make it better. And what relationship could benefit from the redefinition? So think of some people that are safe, that you want to start to redefine the relationship with. and look at what's not working. And I know what's not working because I've been right there with you. Like I said, what I see is we have the fear of that first conversation. Yeah, that first conversation can be really hard, and fear will keep you from redefining the relationship. The next thing that can keep you from redefining the relationship is waiting. We must learn to take action, and waiting for the toxic or narcissistic person to change, it's already not happening because they like to be in control and not knowing where to start. A lot of water is under the bridge in these toxic relationships. So sometimes you just don't know where to start. And the last thing that is keeping the relationship from being redefined is never acknowledging that there is a problem. Sweeping it under the rug with a fake smile and tears on your pillow is not working. Someone told me once that their partner said that they would never change for anyone. And this is a hard mindset. And that lack of awareness can be a no-win situation. It's like, oh, the wall's up, not going to change for anyone. That means not going to change for you too. That means I'm not going to even change for myself. So let's be honest, changes, personal growth, or life transitions may necessitate reevaluating our existing relationships. Sometimes we outgrow the other person. So what was working or what we put up with is no longer working, and we no longer want to put up with the behaviors that are fueling the drama. So I encourage you to take a look at a few things. Start to identify the relationship challenges that you're experiencing and write those down. And be honest with the impact that these challenges are having on you. How are they impacting you emotionally? Is there anger, sadness, high stress, worry, doubt? And how are they impacting your children if you have them? And lastly, what impact are these challenges having on your job? When you start to look at these challenges, I want to ask you, how helpful would a structured approach to address these issues be? Because without a structured approach, you will be back with the emotions and the frustrations that we talked about earlier. The stress, the anxiety, the depression, mental and physical anguish, all that chipping away at you. There is great importance of bringing in the awareness of acknowledging all of the reasons, the need that you have to redefine your relationships. So how do we do this? How do we begin to redefine a relationship? So definitely grab your pen and paper here. For me, it was defining the disconnect. Where is the disconnect in the communication, in the relationship? And John Gottman wrote a book called The Relationship Cure. And in this book, he describes what he calls the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, 4 ways of communicating that will ruin any relationship. And I'm going to share these with you. So the first one is criticism. And criticism is really a form of ill will. There's this name calling. You're told that you're not doing things right. There are personal attacks, really against who you are. The second one is contempt, which is the downright meanness, sarcasm, eye rolling, ridiculing, or any way that makes you feel worthless, incapable, or despised. The third horseman is defensiveness. When the other person doesn't want to take responsibility or they feel criticized and they try to place blame on you. And an example of that is if you asked your partner, hey, did the trash get taken out today? And they respond with, can't you see how busy I've been today? I told you about this and that and the other thing. Why didn't you take care of it? So that's that defensiveness. They're pushing it back on you. The last one, number 4, is stonewalling. And stonewalling happens when a person ends the conversation before it can even get started. Sometimes they don't say anything, but sometimes they will say, I don't want to talk about this. Or they'll say, oh, I didn't hear you. Or they might say, you're talking too fast, go away. And stonewalling, this one is the hardest due to a couple of reasons. The other person doesn't want to change at all. That's the first reason. And then the other reason is that the other person can get so emotionally triggered that they just step away and step away and step away because they just can't handle the emotion that's coming towards them. So when we can see how our relationship fits into one or more of these patterns, it's time to take an assessment. Is the person that I'm trying to redefine the relationship even open to discussing these traits? And that's what I started doing, is opening the door, even just acknowledging that these traits exist, not telling them that they have the problem, but just showing them the list. And then also looking at, where did I need to redefine how I showed up? And that's what I'm asking you to do. Where do you fit into these 4? Because we all do. We all do. And where do you need to redefine how you show up? And I remember telling those that I love that I noticed those things in me and I wanted to stop them. So that's how I started with it. And do they want to get on board with it? Once they see those, if they are a person that is moving towards connection and health and they really want to have a relationship with you, they're going to want to jump on board with it. So by improving understanding and empathy between each other and discussing the significance of that open and honest communication, relationships can foster those healthy connections. And discussing the importance of setting boundaries in relationships so that we can maintain balance and respect, that too can foster those healthy connections. And then reminding your partner that healthier interactions will nurture that emotional intimacy and trust while you're improving your overall relationship. Those are good conversations to have. And depending on the toxicity of the relationship will determine the success that you have in redefining the relationship. There are some people that cannot or will not change. There are people that do not want to, or they're incapable due to a personality disorder, and they cannot change. And there are also people that are addicted to criticism. And what I've read about that is to see if they can go a day, see if you can go a day without criticizing. And the other thing is to be aware that when someone is telling you who they are, they're telling you the truth. So oftentimes, we're not really hearing that. So I'm asking you to listen. People will tell you who they are. And then you can decide how much of a relationship, how deep of a relationship that you can go with this person. So it's also important to have a clear way to stop and take a break, because we all have personal limits, and negotiating compromise, it takes time. So I encourage you to begin to explore this concept in your own relationship, to start having the conversations with those that you trust the most, and to continue to grow yourself and redefine the areas that you see in you that need the improvement. And remember that redefining relationships is an ongoing process that requires patience, effort, and open-mindedness. By implementing the strategies that I discussed here, you can work towards healthier, more fulfilling connections in all areas of your life. And if I can help you in any way, stick around, watch more videos here. Or you can join my Facebook group, Trauma Recovery for Women from Narcissistic and Toxic Relationships, and we can continue the conversation there. Thank you so much for watching.